I would describe the MBA Association VP of Finance position to my grandma as I get to manage the money for the MBA Association. It's really rewarding to get to be the person who handles how our spending is allocated, how we have the amounts to budget, and kind of where we can put funds towards for all of the different organizations that fall under the MBA Association umbrella. The best advice that I could give someone interested in the VP of Finance role would be to focus on being kind of organized and meticulous about when you get funding forms submitted and how you're going to take care of them. I kind of got in a good habit of flagging funding form requests when they would come into my inbox, moving them to a kind of preliminary processing folder on my computer, going in there, getting everything input into our budget dashboard, approving or kind of altering how we were going to fund those events, and then, adding them to the dashboard and making sure that things were getting paid for and executed on time. So I think that having really good organizational skills and being able to stay on top of the emails you're getting from MBA students is really core to the role. So a typical week in the VP of Finance position is, relatively structured. It's pretty similar, but it can fluctuate a little bit based on how many requests, funding forms you're getting submitted that week. So, all that we do is get submitted funding forms from people that are trying to use funds to throw an event, figure out whether they're allocated between the MBA Association or program funds with Tamaray, and coordinate exactly how the event's going to get paid for. Sometimes, like the past couple weeks, can be really busy, and then sometimes can be kind of dead, and you're just kind of doing some small day-to-day management of your budgeting and financial dashboard. My time in the role was, somewhat odd because it was during the pandemic, but I would say that a time that I was most excited about was kind of been the end of the year. Now that we've gotten to put on events again, it's been a lot more stressful than it was back in the fall when we didn't really have anything that we were using any MBA Association funding for. But as more and more funding requests have been rolling in, to get to kind of manage expectations about what we can use funds on and how we're going to pay for these events, and then to get to go and kind of witness the fruits of putting on these events has been really, really rewarding to me.
So what would we do without the VP of Finance? All those drink tickets and some of the prizes that we've had throughout this year. All of the funding that we get from GMG is managed by Brennan this year, the VP of Finance, and then he allocates that out to different clubs and manages the funds that we get from GMG. So it's a lot of work, a lot of answering emails, and we're super grateful for all the work that Brennan did this year to make a lot of some of our favorite events happen with those drink tickets and prizes. And so it's a lot of great work, and we're glad that Brennan did such a great job this year.
I certainly think the finance chair is something that is extremely important to our program and to all of the different chair positions and VPs. Being able to distribute funding properly is obviously something that we need, and having a point of contact who can guide you through the process and kind of give you feedback on exactly how the funding you're requesting is going to be received is very important. I thought Brennan did a great job of making it to where it wasn't so formal that it was impossible to understand, and having open and easy conversations with everybody about how they could best succeed in getting the funding they needed to execute.